Is there one thing that you can be certain of? What would it be? So, here is what I think it would be. There is existence, but there is also awareness of existence. So the certainty of existence comes from the awareness of existence. The pure awareness of existence is existence. And every description of existence is a symbolic representation of existence, and a modification of it also is existence. So there's pure existence, awareness, pure awareness, modification of existence, this, including this body. Can we unpack this? Awareness, pure being, and the symbolic nature of description. How are they connected? So, the philosophical question of how we know we exist and what it means to exist has occupied thinkers from Descartes to contemporary phenomenologists and mystics. So the statements I mentioned encapsulate three profound ideas. Number one, that the certainty of existence arises from awareness, and that pure awareness is itself existence, and that all descriptions of existence are symbolic modifications within existence. And each of these claims finds support and elaboration in both Western and Eastern philosophical traditions. So let's look at these claims. First, certainty of existence through awareness. The claim that the certainty of existence comes from the awareness of existence is rooted in the foundational insight of René Descartes. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. By the way, the opposite is also true. I am, therefore I think, which is more primordial. Descartes argued that the very act of doubting or thinking is proof of one's own existence, because the awareness of thought is inseparable from the awareness of being. This certainly is unique because it is immediate and non-inferential. It does not depend on external validation or sensory input. So there are many commentaries on this, including in the Encyclopedia of Philosophy, which notes that self-awareness is independent of sensory experience. An intuitive recognition that I am, which is self-evident and foundational. We don't have to convince anybody that they are. This certainty is not just a matter of logical deduction, but is grounded in the phenomenal character of experience itself. So many have commented that experiences like pain or the awareness of being, when we have these experiences, there's no distinction between the appearance and the reality. To be aware of existing is to exist. Thus, the certainty of existence is not a conclusion, but a direct lived experience. Now, we come to the second point. The assertion that pure awareness of existence is existence finds rich expression in non-dual philosophies, Advaita Vedanta, certain Buddhist traditions, and in these systems, Sat Chit Ananda, being, consciousness, and bliss are not separate but aspects of a single undivided reality. Pure awareness, Chit, is not an attribute of something else, but is itself being, what is called Sat, truth. As described in Vedantic and yogic texts, pure existence cannot be present unless it is aware of itself. So you and I are existence aware of itself. And so being and awareness are mutually interdependent and ultimately identical. This pure awareness is not an object among other objects, nor is it a process among other processes. It is the non-objective, self-luminous presence that underlies all experience. It is not divided into subject and object, perceiver and perceived, but is the very ground of both. And so in the language of contemporary philosophy of mind, this is pure awareness, which is also sometimes called intransitive awareness. This is echoed in Buddha's descriptions of luminosity or clear light, an awareness that is empty of content but full of presence and clarity. Now, there's a third claim that I made earlier, and that is that every description of existence is a symbolic representation of existence, whether we call it the Big Bang, the stars, the galaxies, atoms, molecules, force fields. These are symbolic representations and modifications of it within existence. So again, this highlights the limitations of language and conceptual thought. Any attempt to describe or define existence obviously involves symbols, concepts, and distinctions that themselves are phenomena within existence. So many postmodern thinkers have argued that symbols and representations do not merely reflect reality, but actively shape and modify our experience of it. So if you see a red light on the traffic, then you know to stop. They modify your behavior. Although the red light is not saying stop, it's just a symbol. In this sense, every description is both a representation and a transformation, a way that existence appears to itself through the medium of what we call mind and language. And so from a metaphysical standpoint, this means that existence is prior to all descriptions. Descriptions are secondary, symbolic overlays on the fundamental fact of being. So in Vedantic terms, the I thought, I am, or ego is a projection of appearances within pure consciousness and not separate from it, but a modification or superposition, or let's call it superimposition. Thus, even the act of describing existence is itself an event within existence, not something outside or apart from it. So, I've used a lot of words, and they give you a hint, but they don't give you the experience, because existence is non-conceptual and without cause and not perceptual. Yet is the cause of all causes and the cause of all conceptions and the cause of all perceptions. It's the causeless cause, the imperceivable perception, the unthinkable source of thought. So let's do a meditation on the certainty and purity of existence. Find a comfortable seat. Allow your body to settle. Gently close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take a few slow, deep breaths, letting your attention draw inward. Now rest in awareness. Notice the simple fact that you're here and you're now. Right? There's no need to search for proof or explanation. Feel the certainty of your own presence, not as a thought, not as a story, but as the undeniable sense I am. By the way, this was Nisargadatta Maharaj's formula for enlightenment. Let go of any need to describe what you're experiencing. Just rest in the raw awareness of being. Notice how this awareness is not something you do, but something that is always present. Always present, quietly illuminating all experience. Now gently turn your attention to the nature of this awareness. Is it an object you can see or touch? Or is it open, spacious? Is it a field in which all sensations and thoughts arise and subside? See if you can notice the awareness that is present before, during, and after each experience. This awareness is not separate from existence, it is existence itself. Rest in this pure, silent knowing. And now notice when you try to describe your experience, you use words, images, or concepts. See these descriptions as gentle ripples on the surface of a vast ocean. They're not wrong or bad, but they're not the ocean itself. Let each description, each thought dissolve back into the silent presence that is always there. And feel how every attempt to define or capture your being is itself an event within your being. Rest in the simplicity of this awareness, free from the need to describe or define. And now abide in this mystery. Allow yourself to rest in the mystery of your own existence. There's nothing to solve, nothing to achieve, just the certainty of being, the purity of awareness. And let the gentle play of thoughts and descriptions within it play itself out. You are aware, and in this awareness, you are. Remain here as long as you want, resting in the silent certainty of existence itself. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes, carrying the sense of presence with you into the rest of your day. So this meditation is an invitation to return again and again to the undoubtable fact of your own being and to rest in the awareness that is both the source and the substance of all experience. Now, many people ask, should I use the mantra, I am or aham? You can in the beginning, but finally discard this and you don't need a statement to know the self that is aware of itself, the awareness that is aware of itself, the awareness of being aware. This is the direct path to awakening. This is the path that Nisargadatta Maharaj, a great sage of our times, has made very popular for contemporary audiences. And of course, it's ancient. I am that I am.